guest Wi-Fi access? What if I tell you that you can deploy it across your organization in multiple sites in less than a minute with one click? Let's talk Wi-Fi guest access. Organizations want it, users want it. If I walk into a store, I want to be able to connect to Wi-Fi. A lot of times there's not enough cell phone signal. I do need that connectivity for multiple different reasons. If I'm walking into a big store for groceries and my wife, for example, wants specific things, well, a lot of times I like to kind of take a picture of the product and send it to her just to make sure I'm getting the right product. Because guess what? If I come back home with the wrong product, I'm in trouble. I don't want that. Nobody wants that, right? So what do? I take a picture from my cell phone and I send that picture to her. If I do not have any kind of connectivity, well, I cannot do that. I walk into my doctor's office. I have to wait sometimes 10, 15 minutes for my doctor to call me. And what am I going to do in those 10, 15 minutes? My doctor's office, for some reason, when I walk into his building, there's no cell phone signal. So I need Wi-Fi to keep myself entertained. I don't know, maybe I want to hop on Wi-Fi and listen to Clear to Stand episode or Scott's Industrial Wi-Fi episode, right? But I can't do that if I don't have guest Wi-Fi available to me. These are just very simple reasons. There are so many different reasons. Think about retail, think about healthcare, think about K-12, think about higher ed, manufacturing, warehousing. Everywhere users are demanding some kind of Wi-Fi guest access and organizations are wanting to provide that access. But it's complex. I have deployed many systems and it takes multiple different pieces that you have to put together. So you have to think about the architecture because you need to make sure it's completely segmented from the rest of your corporate network or other networks. You have to make sure that there's redundancy, which means you have to deploy multiple devices. You have to terminate all that Wi-Fi traffic somehow into your data center, into your DMZ or someplace where there's separate set of controllers or some kind of appliance that's sitting there to take that traffic, and then you're sending that traffic to a different firewall. So the solution works, and it works great. I've deployed it many times, but it's complex. It requires resources, and it's costly. It takes time. And when you have to troubleshoot and scale, well, you got to throw more money at it. When I first heard about the Nile guest service, I was pretty impressed, and I finally got to see it. And you'll actually see a blog about it too and how you set it up and how it works. It takes only a click and less than a minute to set it up. There are two cool things about it. One, I don't have to worry about how I'm going to separate this traffic. It already is by default. I turn it on and it's just there and it's segmented. And the second cool thing I liked about it was all the traffic gets terminated into Nile POP. Now, why this is important? Imagine if you're providing guest access and somebody connects to your guest network and starts downloading illegal music or does something that they're not supposed to be doing. You are responsible for it. If the ISPs detect that kind of activity, they will see your IP address and they will send you a letter because ultimately you are responsible for it. With Nile guest service, it gets terminated into Nile's POP. And it is Nile's responsibility to handle these issues and problems and prevent someone from doing something that they should not be doing. You are not responsible for it. I think that's pretty cool. Remember, it is very easy to complicate things, but it is very difficult to simplify things, and that is what Nile's doing.